Welcome to Folding Towels, a podcast for massage therapists with Jackie and David. If you are enjoying our episodes and want to support the production, consider buying us a coffee. Your contributions help us bring you more insightful discussions and expert interviews. Follow the link in the show notes or visit buymeacoffee.com/Folding Towels podcast to contribute, and thank you for your support.
Hello everybody, hi, it's me Jackie and David's here with me, and we also have a special guest. It's the Folding Towels podcast.
Hello Jackie.
Hi David, how are you going? Did you miss me?
I did miss you.
I think we talked like 2 days ago.
We were sharing a cabin together at the Massage and Myotherapy Australia conference.
We have seen a lot of each other in the last couple of weeks. Like, we've walked to and from the conference. We're on the same flight to the conference, completely independently booked, but on the same flight and everything. So we've actually spent a lot of time together.
We have, yes. Yes. And thank you to the lovely Liz Sharkey who provided her taxi service to us.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Liz was amazing driving us around. Yes. And there was somebody else who
We have no idea who that was. We just got in a random person's car and we arrived back at our accommodation.
It was a fellow massage therapist. It was not a random person.
And we know that all massage therapists are trustworthy.
They are, absolutely. But yes, I'm so sorry. I cannot remember that lovely lady's name. She was just so lovely. She drove us home from the gala dinner, and it meant we didn't have to walk home at 11 p.m. at night. So yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. We are joined by a special guest today, Jackie.
We are joined by the wonderful Andrea Pluck, who is with us here in Adelaide. She also lives and works in South Australia, along with the both of us. And Andrea is a very, very interesting person. We have so much to talk about. Let me do a quick intro, though, before we get started on that, Andrea. So you currently run the Massage CPE website, which is for continuing education, specifically for massage therapists, and that's been going for a couple of years. You are also a published author, and I'm going to ask you specifically how many books in a minute, but you have quite a few books to your name, which is just amazing. And you have been a massage therapist for quite a while and actually specialize in manual lymphatic drainage and decongestive lymphatic drainage, which is really, really exciting. And you also have had a case study published, which we are going to chat about as well, hopefully. So welcome, Andrea.
Thank you very much. When you list it all like that, it sounds really accomplished, but I just get on with my normal day-to-day stuff and I don't even think about it.
So I'm one of these many people that have said, I should write a book at some point. And I just love that you've not just written one, but you've written quite a few. And I'm still here sitting here thinking about it.
Do you want to hear something really funny, David? While we were just chatting online before we started recording, Andrea said to me, she had been chatting with a friend who she's known for a long time about where they used to live when they were younger, and she's like, we need to write a book about this. So Andrea has writing books on the brain. Like, she literally has just mentioned another one to me.
Nice.
I wish I could switch off my brain sometimes.
Got to make hay while the sun shines. Well, I think we'll open with our most important question of the day, Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
It is super important, so no pressure here whatsoever. But who is your favourite superhero and why?
Now, Jackie warned me this might happen. So I've given it a little bit of thought, and I think my favourite superhero would have to be Elastigirl from The Incredibles.
Yes.
Because wouldn't it be amazing to be able to stretch in all these different ways and, balance your family life, writing, research, seeing clients and everything. And yeah, it just seems like an amazing superpower to have. So I think Elastigirl would have to be my superhero.
Yeah, and she really did hold the family together as well.
Mm.
Yeah. Particularly when Mr.
That
Incredible could
is,
be a bit of a jerk.
Yes.
Well intentioned. She's like, put it together, man.
she has a cool motorbike that she rides as well. So
Yeah, not that I ride a motorbike, but there's always options.
you could learn. You could learn.
I could.
I feel like in about 6 months, Andrea's going to come back to us and go, "Hey guys, guess what I've been doing?"
Yeah, no.
Oh, so okay, Andrea. Then let's start a little bit with your history before we delve into all the fun things that you are doing. You actually started before massage. You were working in sort of a HR and business development. How did that transition into massage? What were you doing?
Oh God, how did it all start? I really never planned to become a massage therapist. So if you would have told me, 20 years ago that I'd be massaging people, I would have said no way. It was just not something I was interested in ever. I was working initially after uni. I studied languages at uni. I was working as an interpreter. Then I've always wanted to work in a medical field. But I didn't want to be a nurse or doctor or anything like that because touching people. I started working at various medical clinics, first as a practice manager and then as in human resource management, while I was also working for myself as a business development manager and I was contracted out. And then I had a near fatal car accident in 2007. And it was through a massage therapist that I was able to learn to walk again and function the way that I do, however limited it may be. and I just wanted to give something back, that quality of life that was given to me. I wanted to give back to other people as well. And so I wanted to study massage. I studied massage, did my diploma in remedial massage, and then just when I finished, two of my very close friends were diagnosed with ovarian cancer, which then led me to study oncology massage. And then after doing that, I pioneered the in-ward massage program at Flinders Medical Centre. And through doing oncology massage there, I realised how many people were suffering from edemas. So lymphedema because of cancer-related treatments, but also, other chronic edemas, which then made me, become more and more interested in swelling conditions. And then I studied decongestive lymphatic therapy, and I'm still really intrigued by the lymphatic system. I love the lymphatic system. I could talk for hours. How many hours do we have? About the lymphatic system. And I love it so much I decided to teach it as well, because I wanted to put a course out there that's, I guess, affordable for massage therapists, because everything is so expensive. And I wanted to at least teach the basics and teach them correctly, the way that I was taught, and not the way that, you learn on various social media channels. That's basically, in a nutshell, how I started coming into massage.
That's a journey, isn't it? That's a lot. Wow. And so you've done the Casley Smith and the VODA, and you've done basically all the MLD training there is.
I haven't done the whole VODA course. I've done the whole Casley Smith course, definitely, the decongestive lymphatic therapy course. With my initial training, I did do some VODA, some Leduc, and some Feldy training as well. So I'm pretty much across all the techniques. And I think over time you develop your own technique. That's what I'm teaching.
Have there been one or two mentors to you along the way that have deeply influenced how you practice?
I think Professor Neil Pillar, who recently won an Order of Australia medal for his work in lymphedema and research. He's been a huge influence right from the word go almost. I think as soon as I studied oncology massage, I actually contacted him and I said, I'd like to do something with you. Like, I'd like to work in collaboration. And I guess we've been in touch ever since. And he's been a huge influence on me.
He's a bit of a legend in South Australia.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, particularly in that world. And he works out of Flinders, down at Flinders, which is the other end of the state from where I am.
Sounds like a far distance between us.
It's not really. It's not really.
It's the Adelaide mentality. If it's over 20 minutes, it's too far.
It is.
You've got to take a packed lunch.
Exactly.
And there better be free parking.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so true, David. Oh my gosh.
I think it was because of Neil Pillar that I actually became interested in research as well. So he's been forever pushing me to do some case studies and, always saying, why don't you do some case studies? And I thought, I don't know how. So I think he helped me along the way to, do my first case study and help with the publication of it and all of that. And then since winning the scholarship for, I can't remember what it was called, the case study scholarship from Massage Myotherapy Australia a couple of years ago, people then started approaching me and asking me, how did you do your case studies? How did you get started? How did you get published? Which then, I guess, led me to writing it down in a book. And it's kind of a step-by-step guide, I guess, for anyone who wants to do case studies. So if they follow the book from, page 1 right through to the very back page, it's got everything in there that you need to know about how to conduct case studies, how to record them, how to write them and reference them correctly for publishing, all of that.
I actually bought your book, as you know, Andrea, about case studies. I'm slowly getting through it. I haven't read a lot, but I did have a flick through initially. There is so much information in there, and it's not a tiny book. Like, it's not huge. It's easy to hold in your hand, but it's thick. There is so much information in there.
Yeah.
And I did buy it with the express purpose of seeing if I could maybe do a case study.
Please do. And if there's anything that you need, any help, I'm more than happy to help. And not just for you, but for anyone who does our case study course or who reads the book, I'm more than happy to help with every single step, because I think it's really important to have some evidence-based material out there. If we want to be recognised amongst healthcare professionals, if we want our reputation to be up there, I think it's really important for us to do this kind of work and to provide some research. And, every single one of us can do that. We've all got clients where something might work or something may not work. All we have to do is record it. That's all. And we do that anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's so true. We are writing a lot of this stuff down already.
Yes, we are. It's a slightly different way that you need to write it down, and that you have to put the reasoning. Nothing that we don't already do in real life.
Yeah. I actually am very excited to finish reading the book and then put a plan into action for it. So, yeah.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Stay tuned, everybody.
You've said it, now you have to do it.
I know. Oh, my God. Someone's going to keep me accountable. Scary.
Well, it's now been put onto the show. So in a few weeks' time, Jackie, we're going to check in and say, where are you at with preparing for your case study?
Fantastic. Love it.
We can all drop something into the comments and say, Jackie, come on. You said you're going to, and it's time to do.
I will. Okay. All right. I will. Oh, the pressure.
No pressure. We'll have someone from Texas writing in to encourage you, Jackie.
Oh man, then I'll feel so bad when I haven't done anything. Okay, all right.
Exactly.
I'm going to go home and put a plan in place right after this.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, okay, Andrea, do you know how many books you have published off the top of your head? What's the number?
Well, Jeremy told me the other day that it's all in all 10 books.
Oh.
So I started writing even before I became a massage therapist, and I published a few books before. So I think the ones that I've written since I've been a massage therapist are probably 7. Not all massage related, but most of them are something to do with our profession.
Yeah. So the latest one is called How to Make a Sandwich, isn't it? That's the newest one?
The latest one that we've written is Launchpad, which is, it's aimed at new therapists or really anyone who wants to refresh what they're doing within their practice, but mainly new therapists who don't know where to start. They've graduated and what now? But Sandwich was kind of a fun little project in between writing books. Funnily enough, I wanted to write that book for my sons. And How to Write a Sandwich, it was, not How to Write a Sandwich, How to Make a Sandwich, was really supposed to be a bit of a lesson for them to know that you do you. You don't have to do what anyone else is doing. You don't have to do what anyone else is telling you to do. This is your life. You do what is right for you. And then, of course, working in massage, and massage just, it's such a big thing in my life. It turned into a massage book. So it's really about, having a practice that is you. If you want to play disco music in your room, then do it. If that's your thing, do it. Yeah. If you want to have a cat or a dog in your massage room, not that I encourage animals in the practice, but if that's your thing, do it. If you want to have, a franchise, then do that. But if you just want to work, 2 days a week, it's totally up to you.
I love it. I have read that book, Andrea, in full, and I did the whole way through. I'm just giggling away at the sandwich analogy because there's puns everywhere, and it's just a fun, easy read. And look, if I know because I work alone, I'm forever doubting myself and wondering, am I doing the right thing? Because there's nobody to ask the question to, what do you think about this? There's no one else in the business. It's just me. But reading that book, it was like, I actually haven't thought about that before. This is a really interesting take. But it was hilarious as well because, there's so many just sandwich puns and, have you toasted your bread too long and do you like pickles and all this thing? And it's just such a fun way to think about your business rather than to think of, oh, my God, I haven't done my BAS and my taxes are overdue and my bookkeeping's a mess and blah, 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 like all of these stupid things that nobody in business really wants to think about. So I loved reading it.
I tested out all of those sandwich puns on Jeremy, and the more he rolled his eyes, the more I thought, yep, I have to put that one in.
Well, I have a new challenge for you for your next book, Andrea.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember the books from the 80s, the Choose Your Own Adventure?
Yes.
Yeah, so as you were talking about, if you want to be this and not that, well, you could explore and play that out in real time by reading the book. Today, you've bought a franchise and see where that finishes up, either successful or you're $1 million in debt. Or
I'll put that onto my list of things.
Oh my gosh, that is a trip down memory lane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Choose Your Own Adventures. They're amazing. Get to the bottom. Do you turn to page 55 or go to page 73?
So, shall we talk about Massage CPE? Let's talk about continuing education, Andrea, because you're all over it.
I am. I love education. I love learning. I'm one of these people who I actually got told off by a lecturer of mine for asking too many questions that started with why. He actually told me like he just gave up explaining, because I think in the end he didn't know how to explain why things worked the way that they do. And he just kept saying, because. And I thought, I'm sorry, that's not good enough for me. I need to know why things work or why they don't work and why is this so. And so, yeah, I think during COVID is when we started doing the Massage CPE business. That's when this whole idea came to us, because we were doing online courses like I think everybody else was. The whole world turned online during COVID, and we found that there were a lot of courses that were pretty much the same, and a lot of them very expensive. And so we thought we really need to fill those little gaps. There's a lot of hands-on techniques, but not enough business courses, not enough self-care courses, not enough, there's so many gaps within education. And we thought, can we fill that with all of our experience? Because both Jeremy and I have done so much. And we thought, I think we could give it a go. And then we started writing these courses. We had a few years and decided, we're going to put them out there. And they've been really popular. And so I actually wrote to Massage Myotherapy Australia and asked if I could go through the whole process of having one of my courses endorsed. And they were happy to endorse the case study course. So people get more hours and points for their association, which is great. But I think learning and asking that question, why, is just so important. So hopefully we're providing a little bit of those whys and hows for other people.
Well, there's a huge range of courses available through your website, massagecpe.com.au, ranging from in-person classes such as Scar Sense and your MLD course, through to things like the no-show solution, finding your niche, spotting the signs of skin cancer and self-care, and things around imposter syndrome. There's a huge range of information there. If anyone is needing to top up their points to get them through to the year, you can easily jump online and find something of interest.
Absolutely. While you're talking about that, we've actually got a couple of specials for your listeners. So anyone who, until the end of July, buys our course on case studies or the Launchpad course, we will throw in a course of their choice for free. They will need to email me because there's only one way that I can do that, and that's to enroll them manually.
I'm actually really glad that we're talking about this, because I wanted to bring up the skin cancer course, because that was one of the first ones that you guys actually put out to the world, I think.
Yes.
And I think you said to me a few months ago that it was actually like so popular.
Yep.
And personally, I'm so happy about that, because I don't know if people are getting taught about, speaking to clients about their skin, about getting moles checked and all that sort of stuff when they're learning massage these days. I did, and my lecturers were very, very good about that. But I was just thrilled when you brought this out, because it was just such a wonderful thing. Like, we're seeing skin all the time. Yeah. We shouldn't necessarily be experts, but we should be encouraging people. So, yeah.
Yeah, we found a lot of therapists wanted to say something, but they weren't sure if it was their role to say something, and they weren't sure how to say it without causing panic, but with still, creating some kind of urgency. And because we see a lot of patients, like Jeremy and I specialise in treating cancer patients, so we just felt it was so important for others to at least have a bit of an insight and, learn what to say, how to say it. It might be nothing, that little spot might be nothing, but how grateful would you be if somebody pointed something out to you that you weren't aware of? And, if it turned out to be skin cancer and, it can be treated in the early stages would be much better than leaving it, not saying anything, and it turns into something horrible.
Yeah, absolutely. And like in Australia, that is such a big thing because we have the highest rate of skin cancer in the world just because of where we live. So yeah, it's a huge thing, and I'm so happy that you've done that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about your work that you actually do, Andrew? Because a couple of years ago, I think it must have been at the Tweed Heads conference 2 years ago. That was when you got the case study award. That's right, isn't it? I'm not making this up.
No, that's true. That's true. Yes.
Yeah. And so like you do a lot of work with cancer patients, people that have a cancer journey, and I think you mainly do MLD and DLT, both you and Jeremy. Can you talk about that and sort of tell us a little bit of that journey, because you have done some case studies and you're a big proponent of doing case studies. So I would love for our listeners to just hear a little bit about that.
So how I got involved in those case studies, or what are you asking?
Yeah, how you got involved and winning the award, and also like a little bit of what you do in clinic as well. Like obviously no specific details, but yeah, just some of the stuff you do in clinic, because it is very involved. Some of these people have had a horrific cancer journey. And when you think of, I think when a lot of people think of lymphatic drainage and lymphedema, they just think of, a big puffy arm, but it can be so much more than that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we see mostly head and neck cancer patients. We also see breast cancer patients and cancers all round, really. But it started, as I said, with two of my closest friends being diagnosed with ovarian cancer back in the day, and both of them consequently developing lymphedema of the lower limbs. So I guess that's how we started. But then we became involved in breast cancer support groups. We do a lot of workshops in regional areas of South Australia, where we travel to those places and just hold workshops for the community. They're completely free, but they're education for the community on how to recognise that they've got lymphedema, where to get appropriate treatment, how to find a therapist, that sort of thing. We see mostly head and neck cancer patients, as I said, in our clinic. And, there's so much. It's the scar tissue, it's the skin integrity, it's the lymphedema, even in the face and the head and neck. We do everything from manual lymphatic drainage to bandaging to taping to laser to you name it. It's the whole kit and caboodle. And case studies became a natural kind of progression because, we discovered that we were getting really good results with this particular device. And we spoke to Neil Pillar about it, and we said, have you heard of this device? And he hadn't. He was very interested in it, and we said, we're getting these really good results. And then we said, we'd like to see if it actually does what we're thinking that it does, or not. How can we see it? Can we have some indocyanine green imaging done? And then we got in touch with Dr. Vani Prasad, who invited us into his clinic, along with a couple of patients who were having the indocyanine green injections done, so that we could see how the lymphatics flow, what difference it made with the device that we were using. And yeah, we just started recording everything and taking photos. Photos is such an important thing in case studies, and getting the angle right and everything. And yeah, just recorded everything, collated all the data, turned it into wrote it up in a proper case study way, which, initially I found really intimidating, because, I kept thinking, I'm just a massage therapist, and here's Professor Pillar, he's had all the years of experience, and I'm just a little massage therapist. And, it was really intimidating. But then he kept saying to me, this is something that this is something that you've discovered. Write it down and present it, because people will be interested. They don't know this the way that you do. And I thought, yeah, that's right. I hadn't actually looked at it that way. That's, classical imposter syndrome coming in there. Then I submitted my case study to Massage Myotherapy Australia. I got selected for the award, which was just amazing. And at the same time, I had the case study published in the International Journal of Lymphedema, which was just way beyond exciting. So, yeah, you never know where it might lead. So, I encourage everyone to just keep asking why, write it all down, and, submit it. Get it published.
It's been really interesting, actually, hearing not only about your case study and the other case study winners, but seeing so many people talk about research at the conference, how important research is, but also actually how accessible it is if we are continuing to do case studies. I've actually been involved in, as from the massage therapist side of things, involved in case studies with Dr. Sarah Fogarty. And it's just so interesting hearing about these developments, because even from when all of us started, when we were baby therapists, the world of massage has really changed. And it's just so exciting to hear about all these case studies and how research is becoming such an important part of our world. So, yeah.
It's important to put all of that out there, because we want to be known as medical professionals or as healthcare providers. So we need to do what other healthcare providers do. We can't just collect anecdotal evidence. It's all very well, but to actually document something and, to document it in such a way that somebody else can repeat exactly the same treatment and see what results they get is just, it's so important. And, doing case studies doesn't mean that you have to discover something new or try a new technique or, any of these wonderful things. It can mean that, you try this one thing that works for you or maybe doesn't work for you, because what doesn't work is just as important what does work. But it's important to write it down.
Yeah. I used to find it funny because having an academic background, and I'd read a journal article and say, we did this because we thought it might do that, and find it. And our findings was that it didn't work. And I'd read these things going, well, that's a bit of an unusual article. only to realize that it meant that I could avoid doing the same thing.
Exactly. So people can learn from our successes and from our failures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
there is that saying that you learn best from mistakes. Isn't that a saying? Like you don't really learn anything from winning, you learn from failing.
Exactly.
Well, a couple of years ago, we caught up on this podcast with Ronna Moore and Sarah Fogarty and Jan Douglas, all who are well-established researchers in the field of body work. And I think it was Ronna in particular who was talking about the importance of grey research, and that's the case studies that we can potentially write, because with enough of them, they do contribute quite substantially to the body of knowledge, until a more substantial researcher might pick up that information and go, oh, this has been talked about. It's been talked about quite a number of times. Maybe we should look a bit deeper into that. So without us doing that work, we may be losing that opportunity for real world validated, the gold standardy type evidence that we all would love to have available to us.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I had a really good conversation actually with Ronna Moore, and she's just very encouraging, I think. And just very down to earth, very approachable. And, I think most researchers are, and they're willing to share their experience, their knowledge, and they're more than willing to help any of us if we have any case studies that we want to proceed with.
Rhona's amazing. We love her on the podcast.
Yes.
That's one of the travesties of modern industry, is this belief that we need to keep our ideas to ourselves. It's like, that's my IP. But then we also want to be able to access things for free. So if we want to gain information, we need to be prepared to share information.
Yeah.
And it is how our industry grew all those years ago, is that people would be excited about things. Let's try this and see what happens. And then we'll write about it, we'll talk about it, and we'll share it with others so that the information can spread. I'd love to see us moving back towards that general sharing of wealth of information within the profession.
I think it's important. Collaboration, I think, has always been important. There shouldn't be this is your business, this is my business, we're going to put up this wall or whatever. It's really important to share, because, we all specialize in different areas. You might, one person might be really good at relaxation massages, and somebody else might be really good at deep tissue. Somebody else might be specializing in oncology, and others like doing, I don't know, feet or arms or necks or elbows. Not everyone does everything. And so I think it's important for us to all collaborate and refer to each other and talk to each other and learn from each other. I think it's really important.
So true. You can't see everybody.
No, I don't want to see everybody either.
No, exactly.
Should I say that on the podcast?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but
One of your courses about niching.
You are really good at niching, though. Like, you've got your it's quite a specific niche that you do work with, Andrea. So there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's really interesting, because when I first started massage, I was really unsure of myself. And, I think most students kind of leave with, I guess, the basics, and then you don't really know what you want to do. And, the whole anatomy and physiology, I just thought, oh my God, will I ever remember the name of all these muscles and the functions and everything? So I actually started working for Tennis Australia back in the day, and that makes me sound old. I'm not that old. And I realized that actually that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't like massaging what I called these marble statues. They were just so hard to massage. And so I wanted to massage real people. And, I guess with my two friends who had cancer, I just naturally fell into that. And then lymphedema was another, I guess, side to that, because you don't usually treat cancer patients without lymphedema, and then we became very specialized in head and neck cancer patients, and it's very niche, but it doesn't mean that you have to know what you want to do straight after you finish your diploma. I've niched and re-niched many times until I found what I absolutely love now. But you don't know if you don't try all these different things.
Yeah, there's a general fear of being pigeonholed if you're niche. But your niche doesn't have to stay your niche forever either. And as you grow in your maturity and your skills, and then you might discover something else. I didn't know about that, and now I'm in love with it. You can totally adopt it.
Absolutely. Like 20 years ago, I would have never thought that I would be massaging, let alone people with lymphedema or head and neck cancer patients. I never ever would have dreamt that.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is your next book, Andrea? You're writing something. I know you are.
Who told you? I'm actually writing 2 books at the moment. One completely not massage related. And you know what? I've actually told myself I'm not putting myself under pressure anymore. Let's see if that works. So I can't really tell you what they're about. One of them is a bit of a personal opinion piece, I guess I could call it.
Okay.
And not at all massage related. And the other one is very broadly massage related. I don't want to give anything away yet.
Okay.
It's quite scientific.
Oh, interesting.
Let's put it that way. Yes.
Okay.
And the research is doing my head in. But it's really important, and I really want to put it out there. And I might have mentioned a while ago that I was hoping to get it finished by the end of, I think, last year. And then at one stage, I just decided, no, I really need to take my time with this. So who knows? I might finish it within the next 10 years, but maybe not.
Good things take time.
Exactly.
Yeah. It'll be ready when it's ready.
And that's it. And then I'll probably have to re-research everything because research would have changed by then. But, that's life.
And in the meantime, you're actually developing your advanced MLD course as well, because the one you've got is the foundation one. That's the one happening in September. And so you haven't quite finished the advanced course yet. So you're doing that as well.
I'm doing that as well.
As well as working. And on top of all this, Andrea does sound like a workaholic, but she is so good at self-care. She's constantly posting to social media that she's out, at a winery or at the Botanic Gardens or on a walk or something. And I'm like, oh, gosh.
Going to the Gin Fest this weekend.
Yes.
Priorities.
But you're so good at self-care. You and Jeremy are little social butterflies and you flit around and do this and do that. And it's beautiful to see. It's really good.
But, it took years for us to actually be that disciplined to actually do some self-care. I don't know if you've read my book on burnout and compassion fatigue. It's got some very personal information in there. I've been there, done that, and I wrote it from the heart. You kind of, it was Jeremy who decided one day that, you know what, I need a day off in the middle of the week. And so he made me take that day off. And I thought, I can't take that day off. But it's been the best thing. And now I have more than just a day off. I won't tell you how many days I have off. But no, I need to dedicate a full day to writing. I need to dedicate a full day to developing courses and just sorting out my emails and doing podcasts and doing other community talks and workshops and everything. Yeah. And and then in between I'll have a day or two when I see clients. No, but everyone needs to have some time out. Everyone needs to have that day for themselves. And by that, I mean, not the cleaning and washing and looking after kids and doing the shopping and all of that, but totally a day off.
Yeah. So true. And thank you for saying that as well, because it's so easy to forget when there's, 300 emails waiting for you and you've got messages to call back and all of these business type things, like, which I do now. I'm like, somebody rang me earlier, like an hour ago, and I'm like, I don't know who that is, but they've left me a voicemail. Amazing.
People who leave a voicemail do get a phone call back.
Exactly. If they don't leave a message, forget it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Well, we all encounter some setbacks in life. Could you share a setback that turned into a valuable lesson and has contributed to your journey?
Well, I would say definitely my car accident. I was out of action for a good 2 years. Oh, wow. I had a fractured sternum and permanent neck and back injuries. that I still struggle through, but at least I can walk again. I was unable to work for those 2 years. Couldn't even concentrate. I couldn't even read a book. And I had a really good position, and it was a bit of a shock to my whole system not to be able to do the things I wanted to do. It led me ultimately towards this massage career. So I guess I'm very grateful, but I think that was a huge setback in my life. But I don't really dwell on things like that. I kind of look on the positive side of everything. It's really freaky.
You're allowed to.
Yeah. Life's too short to be miserable.
It's harder when you're in the middle of it and you're in pain and you're really feeling the repercussion of, in your instance, an accident.
Yeah.
But 20 years of hindsight is a little bit easier to say, oh, yeah, it's fine. But having that positive attitude is good. It's really, like you said, you don't want to be miserable. I have the same attitude. I try really hard not to be miserable, even though I am probably a little bit more than I would like, according to my family. What can you do?
We're all allowed to be miserable. We're all allowed to have those pajama days and bad hair days and, whatever. But as long as we don't get stuck in them, I think that's important.
It becomes your entire personality. It's a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
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 Can you imagine going for a massage with the misery guts?
Oh, God. No.
I wouldn't do it. Don't touch me.
No, that would be terrible. You can feel what they're feeling.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is it that gets you out of bed in the morning these days?
Coffee. I'm one of these weird people who is just excited every time I wake up. The world is so full of opportunities. I know it makes some people sick, but I'm just so positive in the mornings, and I think, I can't wait to do all these things. And I start my day with coffee. We usually have coffee in bed. Either Jeremy makes it for me or I make it for him. But we always start with coffee in bed. We talk about the day, and I scroll through my Facebook news. See what everyone else has been up to, and I don't know, I'm just a really positive person, and I look forward to every single day and all the opportunities that it might bring.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful attitude. I love it. I love it. I'm not a morning person, but I love it.
Well, several of your books and your courses are aimed at what we affectionately refer to as baby therapists, people who are just starting out in their journey. If there was one piece of advice you wish someone had given you when you first started your career as a massage therapist, what would it be?
Keep asking them why. Keep asking those questions. There's so many opportunities out there. I know people when they first graduate don't know where to start or anything, and I think just start with the basics. Don't seek all these other hands-on courses. I know we teach them as well, but I'm saying don't rush out and do everything at once. Find yourself first. Find your own rhythm first. You've got a lot of time to, find your niche and find what your interests are, what you excel at. Take your time, enjoy it, and don't get burnt out. Just don't get burnt out. Don't do too much at once.
That's good advice. I love it.
Well, for those who are inspired by your journey, where can listeners find more about your work and how to get in touch with you?
So they can find me on our website, I guess, www.massagecpe.com.au. If they've got any questions, they can always ask me either in person or by emailing us to massagecpe@gmail.com. Or, if you bump into me in the street or at one of the coffee catch-ups or something, just ask me. I'm always happy to share anything I know.
Wonderful. It's been amazing chatting with you today, Andrea.
It has.
And you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. I always love chatting with you, Andrea, as you know. And I often do message you. It's like, oh, Andrea, what does this mean? What is this? What's happening here?
But that's the good thing. We bounce off each other and we share ideas. And, I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you so much again for having me.
Well, if you have enjoyed this episode and any other episode, why not leave us a rating through your favourite listening app, be that Spotify or Apple or iHeart or any of those things. Leaving us a rating helps us to be found by more therapists just like you. If you have really connected with something in this episode, next time you are having a massage, why don't you tell your therapist about it? That would be amazing to keep the love circling. We will be putting a whole bunch of links into the show notes from information that Andrea has shared today, including details on how you can claim your bonus course. Thank you so much for joining us today, Andrea, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, Jackie.
Bye, David.
Bye,
Bye everybody.